welcome. This is Kevin, also known as AWOL, and I am back with another pattern that I have doubled in a bit of an unusual kind of way. And okay, so this one, it felt kind of finicky because to get the dots in the middle, it doesn't have some kind of the symmetry that I'm used to, and it kept me looking at the pattern an awful lot to try to avoid making mistakes. I kind of started getting into a rhythm a bit later on with it, but yeah, this one was finicky. It's the only word that I keep coming back to describe this one. It was just, it wasn't super hard, although I think I did actually incur a couple errors. Not too bad, just careless mistakes, really. Kind of bonus was I was watching videos while it was happening. This was not on one of the live streams, so I can't honestly say whether or not, if I'm live streaming to the members, if I'm more distracted or less distracted than if I just put on something to watch. Either way, it's still distracting, right? So like, kind of a thing. Yeah, and a few of the pauses in here aren't because me trying to work out the pattern, it's me trying to work out clicking past the commercials, or the video ended, so I had to start a new video kind of thing because I had YouTube going. So yeah. That all said, it's a really pretty looking pattern. The kind of symmetry that it actually has in the pattern itself, not in the strings, it's gorgeous. It really is gorgeous. It looks antique. That might be because of the colors I chose, which is a very dark red, like really dark, almost, heading towards like a burgundy. And then it's like a little bit of yellow and tan got together to be the other color. And so somehow this kind of reminds me of like maybe like a strap on some luggage from like the 1920s or something. It's just really good. It really turns out awesome. I love this bracelet just for that. Wasn't exactly loving it while I made it, that sure. Like, there was a lot of, where am I? What am I doing? How far along is it? And that kind of stuff. So yeah, trickier to make, but in the end you get rewarded, right? I mean, that's kind of the thing. And for me, it's kind of good that I'm like getting out of my comfort zone, because my comfort zone is obviously doing like arrowheads and zigzags and well, my signature pattern, I did that so many times in different ways, different colors, different stuff. So getting out of the comfort zone and getting into something else, that turned out to be pretty cool. To try to keep the sides nice and whatever, I tried to, wherever I could, bring the knot inwards. Obviously I can't do that everywhere because the light color comes out and bounces back in. I'm not sure if that made the edges better or not, because let's face it, I've been doing this long enough that kind of controlling your tension is sort of like, something I just do inherently now. You can see though, I am trying to like segment as best I can with it. Like, there's a lot of trying to angle it up and get things aligned to make it easier for myself. Also, a bit of trying to work it out to where I can keep track of where I am on the pattern. That kind of only lasted for the first third of it or so. Because the pattern has no definitive center, I pretty much kind of just left the pattern sitting in one place and just, you know, kept kind of scanning from the top to, you know, where I was, kind of thing. And then towards the end, had to like count out like how far down it was and make sure that I didn't exceed that, because if I do, I'm going to end up with a bracelet that's too long for anybody's wrist, and then run the risk of not having enough strength for the tassel. So that's kind of a thing. As far as the tassel went, the reds in the center were definitely used up a whole lot more, but not so much that I couldn't get a good tassel off of it. So, you know, kind of it was expected, but yeah, the reds in the center were the short ones of this. So just, you know, a little bit of caution, I guess, is all, or cut your strings to a reasonable length. Yeah, because I use skeins of floss the way that I do, I don't try to cut corners with it. I try to just cut it into a sizable amount, so that way anything that's left over, like if I cut it in thirds, right, I can, well, for 2 colors like this, I just use 4 skeins. If it was like, say, 6 colors, I'll have 1 of each color, but then I'll have a leftover piece from each color. And in that case, I then put those extra pieces aside and use them in other projects. And that way, everything ends up being the most usable length that I know of. Used to do it in quarters, but then that turned into a whole fiasco of not being long enough for some of my patterns. So that's why I went with thirds. I am probably halfway through. I need to thank my Patreon supporters and my YouTube members for making this stuff possible. Like I said, it's 4 skeins of floss for one of these, and with tomorrow's bracelet, that puts me at about 44 skeins for the month, and that's not including anything for like the weekends, making the bags and stuff. So yeah, a lot of floss, a lot of overhead in general. So thank you to my supporters for making this stuff possible. I enjoy it. I enjoy learning new things and trying new things and showing you what can come of it, because these doubles are not like the original, and hopefully you're looking at your own patterns and you're thinking, I could double it in an unusual way as well, and that you got inspired. And that would be like the coolest thing that could come from any of these videos, is I somehow inspire you to trying something that you weren't doing before. So trying to see how much more of the video we got time. Yeah, I don't know about like what colors you would use for this besides what I did, because I really like the ones that I used for it. But really it comes down to, you just need 2 contrasting colors. So have some fun with it, try something different. There's possible inspiration all around us all the time, and yeah, you should definitely like just spend a day out. When I take a day off, typically if I'm out of the office, I spend the day just looking for things I thought, oh, that's pretty, and like, you know, maybe take an abstract photo to give me the idea of what the 2 colors that could be, and then come back, and then when I'm ever hung up wondering what should I use, I go through those I have a folder of those photos, and I go through the folder and I'm like, oh yeah, I'll try that one, and end up with something neat that way. I think I like it, and it really helps, like that creative block when you're just like, man, I feel like I've done it all, what can I do now? That's one way of getting over it. So there you go. Yeah, the putting the little red dot in the center, it totally works out so well, because it's the same shape. The thing that's in the middle is the same thing that's in the next rows. I think it just makes it so interesting. I really do like this bracelet. So, Yeah, I did it without too much trouble, even just considering how distracted and stuff I was. So I'm sure that you guys could do this one. It's a fun bracelet. Oh, I think no. For a moment there, the way it was coming into the thing, I thought it was the end of it. I was like, holy crud, I wasn't prepared for that. Oh, it wasn't. Give myself a little heart attack over here. Yeah, if you guys have questions, you can leave it in the comments. I do try to get back to everybody. If you have questions, let me know. If you have thoughts of like a bracelet that you want me to tackle, let me know that too. I'm kind of curious what you guys are working on. If you guys need any help, maybe I can do something useful. So that'd be fun. Or blindside creations. I want to definitely do some of those. So yeah, you can just leave me the pattern number, which website, and how many strings the bracelet has. So that way I can at least have a template ready to go. And yeah, we can have fun with that. Always get to this part and I'm like wondering, did I forget to tell you guys anything? I don't know, but thank you for hanging out with me. I don't know how long this whole bracelet making video thingy is, but the fact that you're still here, you're helping out the channel in a great way, so thank you. That's awesome. I'll be back tomorrow with another pattern that I'm going to double, which that one I've already seen what I got lined up for myself, and that one looks like a doozy, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah, for some reason I seem to be giving myself more and more difficult things. So yeah, if you have your blindside creation is nice and easy, yeah, send that one. It should be like a 12-string bracelet or 16, or 12, 14, 16, somewhere in that range. You know, just not too big to where it takes days and days, because that can throw off the whole video schedule. I think we're getting to the end. Is that how it is? Yeah, I think it is getting close in. So again, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. And yeah, as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.